Good evening, everyone. The time is 8 p.m. This is Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor, VA3EWV Ernest here with the Friday evening All-Star EchoLink net every Friday night at 8 o'clock. Yeah. So we're here again today. We do have folks already checked in. Also, we have the two repeaters connected, VE6IDK out of Spruce Grove, Alberta, and VE3PGC out of Cornwall, Ontario. We'd like to thank the owners and operators of those repeaters for allowing us to use their services this evening. Okay, for all you guys that are new, uh, this is our weekly All-Star EchoLink net. We do have it live streamed on YouTube. And we're going to check for any emergency traffic before we get started. Any emergency traffic, please come down. All right, nothing heard. When you come in on the YouTube frequency there, or the YouTube frequency, the YouTube channel, please leave a comment there. Be nice to see your call sign too. And then we'll get you in the log as checking in on YouTube there. Same with Facebook. All right, before we get started, any short time check-ins, any in and outs, quick in and outs, please come down before we call on our question, our topic of the week there. Any short time check-ins, please come down. Okay, folks. Today I guess we're going to talk about safety and see if you have you had any close calls in your ham radio experiences with like electrical things or anything dangerous. Have you ever had a close call with something? I know when I first started meeting all of you, I was saying about my 11 meter days where I had a radio in the car. That was back in the 80s. I had a foot warmer. That's what we used to call it, old Texas Star, 500 watt. And I was delivering for Domino's Pizza. And I had some, shady wiring and stuff. And I'm heading on delivery. And my floorboard caught fire. That's when we used to have that carpet down there, if you guys remember. And I had to take a 2-liter bottle of pop there and try to get the fire out in the car. So yeah, I say that, and that was funny, but that was very dangerous. And the reason I bring that up, we heard some news today in the POTA community that one of the guys that's well known out there wasn't doing parks on the air, but he was putting an antenna up of some sort. I don't have all the details, but unfortunately, he passed away from electrocution today. So, have you guys had any close calls yourself? Have you had anything happen? We all know that you should be, looking for overhead wires and stuff like that before you put anything up. Luckily for me, on my property, there are no overhead wires there close by. Okay, so we're going to pause now, and we're going to start at the top of the list there with NX3F. When you guys come in with your name, your call sign, your QTH, how long you've been a ham, and again, the topic of the week, close calls or any accidents, anything like that during your radio career there. Over. Or back over to you, NX3F.
Hey, good evening, FRS. This is NX3F. My name is Alan Alpha Lima Lima Echo November. I'm located in Temple Hills, Maryland, right outside of Washington, D.C., where at the present time it's 82 degrees, and I guess that's 27 degrees Celsius. Beautiful evening, no humidity at all. Yeah, I had a couple close calls. I was building an antenna tuner back when I was a novice in 1972. That's when I got my license. And I was tuning the coil, and I forgot the coil was hot. And I went to key the transmitter, and I got bit with 25 watts. And then back here about 30 years ago, I was working for the county government. I was working on a high-powered UHF repeater for the police department. And somebody had disabled the door interlocks. And when I opened up the interlocks on the rear of the door, the high power didn't shut down, and I grabbed a hold of the capacitor on the power supply, and I got hit with about 1,200 volts. And I had a fellow that was with me that I kept up in the air about he said about
I was sitting here saying, wow, the whole time. I haven't been around anything like that. That's for sure. And, thank goodness you're still here to tell the tale. You know, we think about close calls and stuff like that. And it don't even have to be power wise. It's just like taking your eye for something. I don't have any pictures up. No, I think I may have a picture up, but I've inherited a trailer with a tilt 20 foot mast. No, not a mast. A trailer with a 20 foot um, telescopic tower there, and it was made for field day stuff. And when you go to those things like field day and things like that, and different club activities or non-club activities, when you get back, you just thank the Lord that nothing happened to you. And we had got through field day, no nothing, no, not even a finger scrape, and we were letting that tower down. It's got a crank winch on it, and I was holding at the wrong place, and I just felt something brush against my finger. And had my finger been inside of that thing as it was coming down, I would have crushed my fingers in there. So I was like, whoa. You always have to think about things like that. So I told everybody to hold on a second. And then we said, wait around. And I put my hand on the outside of it where there's some plates there. And even then, I'm like, you know what? Gloves will come in handy. So we go out there doing stuff all the time. Don't turn power off of things, trying to fix stuff with live wires and things like that. We could get as they say, the SHIT shocked out of us. Well, Mr. Alan, I'm glad that, you were able to recover from that. It took you a little bit of time, but we're glad you bounced back on that. Okay, the topic this evening for everybody joining us, I see VE1DXW there, my friend Devin. VA3JIC is there as well. And today's topic is like safety or close calls. So next on the list, VA3JIC. Name, rank, serial number, how long you've been a ham, and any close calls or anything happened to you in your journeys with ham radio. Over to you, VA3JIC.
VA3EWV VA3JIC. Name here is Jim. Thanks so much for taking me on this story. I missed your got there a couple weeks in a row. Just a lot of things going on. Close calls. I can't say I haven't had any close calls. But I've had RF burned off a microphone one time off a ICOM 756. So if that's a close call, I suppose I had it back.
I've heard of stuff like that, but I know what RF is, but like, what the heck is the RF burn? Like, could you describe that? I mean, I'm a ham. I'm one of those new age hams, right? We just talk. If you look at my shack, there's like nothing in it but monitors. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 monitors sitting here, 160-inch TV, and let's see what else I got. Yeah, that's it. That's it. So, what is RF burn?
RF burn, I got it through the microphone on the radio because most ham radio, the microphones are amplified, and a little bit of electrical static in the air, and grabbed the mic at the wrong time, and it burnt between my thumb and index finger. That's RF burn.
Okay, Roger. Yeah. Okay. I don't know if a lot of ham folks, they don't, I've met a lot of ham folks that have never used the CB, and I do feel sorry for them for that. They missed something good there. Ha ha. But not really. But, a lot of fun stuff happening with CB because, people just did stuff and saw it to work, right? So I know I had a friend that had I know it was a Cobra power mic. And down south, where I was from, Louisiana, we used to have a lot of the old guys there with gold teeth, right? Or the gold around the tooth, right? And I remember sitting in the car with a guy they call him Golden Eagle. And I was sitting there in the car with him, young buck there, and I saw him put the mic to his mouth. And when he keyed it up, I saw the electricity or the static or whatever go straight to his tooth. And he's like, "Oh," you know. And I was like, "What the hell's going on there?" But yeah, I've seen a person with a power mic or whatever key the mic up and it hit their gold tooth there. Over.
Yeah, Roger that, Ernest. It's funny you say that. Just thinking back, you're talking CDs. I too, one time was involved in that, and I still have some CDs. I have some Cobras and 2510 and quarter dime here in the house. I remember one time a friend of mine helped me tune a Wilson 1000 antenna.
Oh yeah, Wilson 1000. Yeah.
Up yet, but he keyed it up as I was unscrewing the screws in the side of the antenna. And I'll tell you, my friend, that hurts driving 500 watts to raise up the
antenna. We all, and we're still here, right? I haven't been zapped. Excuse me. I'm sitting there, we're losing it. We got some folks there on YouTube. Thanks for joining us, by the way. Leave your name in the comment section or your call sign. We'll get you in the log there for sure. But yeah, you're cracking me up there because I've seen some stuff, right? I've definitely seen some stuff. Like I stumbled upon it. It wasn't an accident or anything, but just to tell you how, this stuff happens, you're not aware of it. Domino's Pizza again. We had the fluorescent lights in the building, and we were getting a big inspection, so they wanted all the lights changed. So I ran down to the Walmart and grabbed the 2 packs of lights, and that's before my car fire. But I had threw the lights there in the back of the window. I don't know why, but I had them in the back. No, they're in the back seat. That's right, they're in the back seat. And I had a 68 Pontiac Tempest, by the way, not a Le Mans, but a 68 Pontiac Tempest. You had the full bench seat in the front, full bench seat in the back. And I remember coming back from Walmart and I hit it. My handle was Ratchet Jaw. And they're like, "How about you, Ratchet Jaw?" And from the South, we had to say, "Yeah, come on," right? Like, anyway. I did the "yeah, come on," and I thought the cops were behind me, because I saw the flashlight, and when I said the "yeah, come on," it was flashing, and I was like, "What the heck?" And I remember turning on the light there, and my Tempest, it had the rear view lights was almost like the Mustang. They went click, click, click to the right, click, click, click to the right like that, and it took me a couple of seconds to figure out what had happened, and I didn't see anybody, so I got back on the road, heading down Highway 1 South there in Natchitoches, and I was like, my friend, his name is B-Ice, and I had, "How about you, B-Ice?" And the lights came on again. I'm like, "What the hell?" And I thought it was lightning. But then I noticed what had happened. I pulled over. I was like, "Wait a minute, So then I put them on the back of the dash, the back there, and I had 2 6x9s. I remember that. That was the thing back then. You had to have those 6x9s. And I started keying up, talking. I'm like, "Oh, here we go." So I remember pulling up in the parking lot of the Domino's. Hold on, let me pause for a second. Anyway, I pull up in the parking lot of the Domino's. I told them to turn the lights off there, and I backed the car up to it, and I just started talking, and the lights were flashing. I thought I was a hot potato then. So I kept 1 pack, went and got another pack so I could replace the ones that they bought there. And for the longest time, I was on my CB there until I had the car fire with the pack of fluorescents. Now, I don't know if that was RF or whatever, but I know that it was lighting up those fluorescent bulbs there. Okay, who else we got here? Let's get back to it. We have a couple people on YouTube there. We have Joseph there with us. Kilo Delta 9 Mike Kilo Oscar on the YouTube there with us. And let's bring it down to our friend Devin. VE1DXW. VE1DXW. Go ahead, Devin.
VA3EWV for VE1DXW. Ernest, what was your question for the evening?
Tonight's topic is close calls, accidents. I was reading, I read on ARL, I think ARRL, they had a thing about a guy, it was either this morning or yesterday morning, not non-POTO related, but he was big in the POTO community. He was erecting an antenna of some sorts that I heard, and poor guy, faced his death there, raising antennas. And I remember living in Louisiana there, they had outlawed antennas because I had a man, I forget what it was called, but it was very tall. I don't know how many feet. Uh, Aluminum antenna, 4 big radios on it, and I mean it got out. But I remember them telling us that we had to go to fiberglass, and they didn't have any metal antennas. So this is about, did you have any close calls, any shocks, any bruises, anything happened to you in radio there that could have put you in the hospital? Back over to you, Devin.
I can actually say no. I've been lucky, I guess. Everything's been working good. I've had help with my antennas and all that stuff over here, so I guess I'm one of the lucky ones. Back over you.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So, Devin, I thought you were New Ham like me, but turns out that because I met you in the advanced class there, but with your radio experience, did you grow up in the age where, a lot of my friends around here, they were building their own things, right? And they actually saw tubes in real life and things like that, and capacitors and resistors. I don't see any of that stuff, so that's probably why I hadn't had any shocking moments. But since you've been on radio, have you built any radios or repaired anything or played with amps or anything like that, or you just buy stuff and just use it? That's what I do. Over.
Negative, no. I've never ever built anything. All my radios came from dealers, except for my Icon 7300. I bought that used. So that's about it.
Roger, Roger. Okay, I guess that's why you haven't had any shocking moments there. All right, Devin, thanks for being out there, and let's take a pause right now and check if there's anybody on the VE3 PGC repeater that'd like to check in, or the VE1, or the VE6 IDK repeater out in Spruce Grove. Please come now. Okay, nothing heard. We're at the bottom of the list. So I guess we're going to pick it back up with Mr. Allen, seeing what you're doing for the weekend. That's what happens. Oh, and happy 4th of July for our friends in the States there. Happy 4th of July. We had a good Canada Day here. It was a dry day, good weather, not too hot and stuff. So lots of time with the family, got to play around in the pool and stuff. We had some good eats and things like that. And it was in the middle of the week on a Tuesday. So at least you guys got the 4th going on Friday. So I know you're going to be having some fun in a long weekend. So that's probably where everybody else in the States there enjoying their 4th of July long weekend. Mr. Allen, what are you doing there? Over.
Yeah, okay, Ernest. VA3EWV. This is NX3F. Tomorrow I want to tie up the ribbons on, I built this remote wireless antenna switch. So I can switch back and forth between my HF dipole and 6-meter loop that I have up. So I hope to get that finish that up tomorrow. Then other than that, I'm just gonna chill. We have a long weekend. I'm off Monday, so it's gonna be. Well, I gotta take the wife to the doctor, so to the doctor so she can get squared away. And that's really about it. I hope to get on here and do a little HF. I haven't been on HF in a bit, so I don't know what's going on. I don't know if the bands are dead or what. So somebody might make a comment on that. I mean, I've been down in the shack, but I haven't fired up the rig, so I don't know what's going on. And yeah, just a query. A comment. Forest burns are nasty. They are really, really, really nasty. And when I got burned with a 20-watt one, I was on HF on 80-meter band. The other one that I got hit with, that was DC coming off the power supply, supplying plate voltage to the tube. It was a 250-watt repeater for the police department, and that was DC. And that one there was, oh man,
Jesus.
Back to net control from NX3F.
NX3F in the group, Victor Alpha 3, Echo Whiskey Victor returning. Man, see, I guess you have to have, we used to call people golden screwdrivers and this, that, and other, but remember, we used to go find those guys at the truck stop and we go, yeah, I'm coming in to bring my radio in there. Like, what do you need? I'm like, I need to get it peaked and tuned and modulated, right? That's just words we knew. We didn't know what it was, but that just meant to us that we got out a little bit more. So, man, you've been through some shocking times yourself there. Okay. Well, Mr. Allen, we hope you have a good long weekend and a good 4th of July. Who knows? We might have a couple more people in here. If not, we'll be cutting this one off at 8:30 there, and we'll be seeing what's going around on our neck of the woods there. All right, NX3F. We're going to be going down to our next person, which is VA3 Juliet India Charlie. Come on in. What's going on with you for the weekend?
Well, again, Ernest, thanks so much for taking me in here. I do appreciate that. This is Victor Alpha 3, Julie, India, Charlie. Well, what's going on this week? I'm going to try tying up a battery box I'm doing. I got to put it on off switch in it. And I'm hoping to get out do some quota maybe this coming week, maybe, or the following weekend. That's kind of my plan. Other than that, not doing too much. I do have my next tomorrow at 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Other than that, not too much. Back to you, Ernest.
That's right, folks. His net is tomorrow at 4 o'clock. I know I had it pinned on my site there for the longest time, the net there. Let me just go back and check there again. Hey, so I know you did a post, but did you ever set up an event? Like I have a reoccurring event for this net because if I don't, that's what reminds me of my own net. I get a notification about an hour before saying that there's a net there. Oh, and by the way, before I get distracted here, I was going to my YouTube channel today and switching from my regular account to my YouTube account, and I see that I'm at 590 subscribers. So I'm like 10 away from 600. So that's pretty doggone exciting for me. I mean, I don't have any sponsors or anything like that, but I'm pretty shocked that over 2 years, right? I don't know if I've had the YouTube channel for 2 years, but I've been a ham radio person for 2 years. I'm very shocked that I have almost 600 subscribers, and I don't ever see it drop down in the number. I just see it growing. So I just wanted to thank everybody for POTA. In 2 weeks, it's going to be my 1-year anniversary with POTA. I have 11 parks that I have had 1,000 contacts in, and I'm working on that 12th park now so I can finish up my first year in Parks on the Air with 12 parks activated with 1,000 kilos. Let me pause for a second. So that's 12 parks with 1,000 kilos, 1,000 QSOs, 11 parks that I've worked 10 bands on, and 10 different parks with 10 different contacts that I worked 6 meters on. So that's quite an achievement. And I had a buddy there saying, "Oh, are you bragging?" I'm like, "No, man, I couldn't even pass my doggone test." So it's not a bragging thing for me. It's like, wow, I can't believe that, because when I got on HF, I was stuck on 40 forever. And I was too scared to do anything or change anything because it was set. I didn't touch anything. And to go to 20 was like a big deal, And today I was out there and it's like nothing to go. And I went and did 10, 12, 15, 17, 20, just like that. Didn't bother with 40 or anything like that. Was going to do 30, but I didn't hear anything on there. And like it's just like nothing now. But that's a big deal for me. Okay, we have so we've heard so James, make sure you post that out there again, and then we'll wrap it up with Devin here. Devin, what are you doing for the weekend? VE1DX Devin, what are you doing? Okay, Devin probably wouldn't got. Oh, I see a friend of mine that's joined my Facebook group there. His name is David. Hotel India 8. Hotel India 8 Delta, I think it is. We have over 100 QSOs, him and I together, and my friend Rob and I also have over 100 QSOs, VE3 ARF. So that's pretty cool out there. Coming up though, I know that stay tuned here because in a little while we're going to be having some more SSTV coming up. So thank you guys for posting that. Posting those things on the Facebook group and keeping it fun out there. So it's going to be starting around July 14th. So if you haven't done, if you're using FT8, and I know Devin has FT8, if you're using FT8 and stuff like that, there's just one piece of software, some different settings on your radio, and you could do slow scan TV. So hit me up about that, and we'll get everybody on slow scan TV. All right, Devin, if you're out there, what are you doing for the weekend? Over.
VA3EWV AllStar, was you calling me? I was kind of distracted.
I know you like your sports there, Devin. I said, what are you doing for the weekend there? We're about to close out the net. What are you doing for the weekend?
Right now I'm watching WWE SmackDown. I'm playing on FT8. And tomorrow me and my brother's going to go for breakfast. And then after that, I'm just going to come home and play around on the radio for a while. Other than that, nothing really planned. Back over to you.
Roger with the WWF SmackDown. All right, Devin. We also have our friend Whiskey 5 Delta Sierra Lima. Whiskey 5 Delta Sierra Lima. As they say in the 11-meter thing, waving a hand, Mr. Dale there. Good to have you in there, Dale. He says, greeting from Southwest Arkansas. Good to see everybody on here. So did Joseph. Good to see everybody on here. Kilo Delta 9, Mike Kilo Oscar. So good to see you both out there on YouTube there supporting us. All right, folks, that is it. What am I doing for the weekend? I hope absolutely nothing. I'm thinking I'm going to take a little break from radio. I'll do our Monday Night Net, but I know I was involved in Procom Net. That's a net that we have here in Ontario, and I was doing that on Thursdays and Sundays. We have the Trans-Canada Net. That's on Sunday afternoons. I know I'm up next, like sometime soon, so I better check the calendar for that. But I think I'm going to take myself a little break from the radio and enjoy some of the outdoors and the family and stuff like that. I've been going strong, but I want to make sure. Oh, let me just check something. I'll be right back. Just going to go to the POTA website there right quick and see how many contacts I have since I've been here. 1 second, folks. I'll be right back. Share my screen there for the YouTube folks so we can see what I'm looking at here. Okay, so for those of you that are on YouTube, you can see this live with me. We're going to see how many contacts I've made. So I will go to, okay, well, I got to sign in, it looks like. Got to sign in first. That always helps. Okay, so we're signed in. Now I'm just going to go to my log uploads. Yep. Then I'm going to see where I first started. I have 285 logs. I can tell you that. That's what it shows here. So my first contact with POTA, we went out to the park there. Well, I was with my friend Bob, VA3JIN. He's the one that introduced me to POTA. And I went out there to the park with him to Cooper's Marsh. Let me pause for a second. VA3EWV for station ID. Anyway, I went out to this place called Cooper's Marsh with him. Charlie Alpha 5945. I actually know that one by memory. But I went out there with him, and he showed me stuff, and I sat there with a big smile on my face and watched him. He had an infrared half wave. I had never seen anything like that before. Really hadn't. All I had seen is just store-bought verticals. That's all I ever dealt with was verticals. I never had a beam myself, but I saw other people with beams, but that's all I had saw. And that was for 11 meters. But he brought me out there, I forget when. But then I went back out myself with my buddy there, VE3, Mike Hotel, who was VE3. I can't remember Steve's other call sign now. Can't believe that. But anyway, I went out with Steve there on July 19th. That was my first POTA activation. I had 57 contacts there that day. And let me see how many I have now. If I go look, let's see. I wonder where I would see that. 1 second. So I go to my stats, and I have 23,747 QSOs. I've done 8. I've had contacts on most of the bands, 80, 40, 30, 20, 17, 15, 12, 10, 6, 70, 70 and 70 and 2 meters. So I've almost done all the bands, but I haven't done all the modes. I don't have any CW. I do have 18 CW contacts. I think those are wrong, but that's a lot. I've had one more second. So I've reached Alaska, Barbados, Bermuda, England, Germany, Netherlands, Poland, Puerto Rico, St. Lucia, Scotland, Trinidad, of course, the United States, and Venezuela. So that's a lot. So 23,747 contacts, what I've had so far. So no, I'm not going to go out there this weekend. I'm tired of POTA right now, but I'm going to definitely get out there and see if I can't get it. Let's see what else we got out there. All right, any last comments, folks, before we call it a night? Any last comments? Please come on in.
Yeah, comment, Ernest, NX3F. Question right quick. Did you all get that antenna up that you and John worked on back, what the heck was that? Back in July 1st, I think. You all were out, and you had that tall yellow stick.
Oh, yeah.
Thing on the end of it. Did y'all get that line up in the tree?
Roger. That's my big shot. Man, you know it. That thing is something else, Mr. Allen. It's something else. It's got quite the kick on it. It's got a 14-ounce bean bag, and that sucker will launch that bean bag 50, 60 foot like nothing. You see me, I'll put it on my hip. Right, I'll put it on my hip. It almost takes 2 people to get it cocked in. And you better watch out because it's gonna fly. So I don't have any video because I didn't have nobody to video me doing it. But all the trees, I was surprised. I would go behind the tree, backblast area clear, fire in the hole, right? Hit the trigger, boom. It's clearing the whole tree. That thing's something else there. Over. Yeah, we got lines thrown out all over this place. Back over to you.
Well, okay, yeah. I thought perhaps maybe that might have been at your QTH or something. Man, that looked like a pretty tall tree. It looked like a good maybe 45, 50-foot tree. And I was wondering whether you got that joker up in the tree. I built one of those air launchers out of PVC pipe. It works pretty good. I was really impressed with it, but I got a slow leak, so I got to find out where the heck that leak is. But I was able to launch a line up in this tree about 60 feet in the air with about a 14-ounce bag.
Yeah.
It up to about 50 pounds, man, and hit that trigger, and that joker went up into the tree. I said, "Oh my goodness!" I said, "Now this is what I'm talking about."
Yep. Now talking about injuries. I popped the hell out of myself with that number of whelp for I don't know how long. when I was first trying to use it, right? And oh yeah, the things you do, right? And the things you get yourself into. Yep. No, but it don't play around. I had it I had it up the pole a little bit. The trigger, it's on like a wraparound with a clamp on it to hold it. And the more you pull it down the handle, the farther it goes up, right? So I was like, well, I want to, that thing was $300, and people look at me like I'm crazy, but I'm telling you, the only antenna I had when I first started was it didn't have fed half wave. And, I had the shoulder surgery. Both of them got to get worked on, but I could not, how people do the spin thing and throw it up in there? I couldn't do any of that. And I didn't know about all these air powered launchers and stuff, but I got the old big shot. I could put it on the ground. Put my weight on it. I'm a heavy guy there. Put that sucker down, and then you just point and shoot. And I'm surprised with that. Amen. Okay. Any other comments? Please come. Oh yeah. And if you're watching on YouTube, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And my 12th part that I can make a kilo part, it's got 982 contacts. So with these band conditions, though, it might take me a month of Sundays to get that. So Mr. Allen was asking people about band conditions. Anybody got any feedback on band conditions? Over. Well, hey, you know what? I never worry about the bands because when I go out and I do anything, I always hit digital first. I don't know why, but no, I do know why. When you're doing parks on the air, if you don't get 10 contacts, you haven't activated that park. So I don't play around. I go out there first thing. I get my first 10 digital, right? Just to get it out the way. And then I put the smack down on the mic there and I switch to phone. And then but it's not like last year, Mr. Allen. Last year I was going out and you saw me, going across the street from work, 12 o'clock in the middle of the daytime on 40 meters of all things, and 45 minutes on the clock, and walking away with 80 or 90, 100 contacts, right? On a 45-minute lunch break. Now it's taking 2 or 3 hours just to get, 100 contacts. And that's brutal. So I hope the bands turn around. It's been quite the season here. So yeah, back over to you.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I was just gonna mention, that digital. If you don't hear anything on sideband, you're definitely gonna hear some digital chat going on. As a matter of fact, I remember when we were at the bottom of this cycle, when it was really bad, turn around a sideband part, you could hardly copy anybody. Before you get on that FT8 or FT8 and Whisper and FT4. I don't know if you play with that FT4 or not, but there's always some contacts there. So that's great. Well, I'm glad you all got that wire up in the tree. I imagine that thing probably sings pretty good. That looked like it was a pretty good height there. So I'm glad that you all got that up and got that all secure. We had a storm come through, knocked my 40 meter and instead half wave down. As a matter of fact, the branch broke. And I put it back up. And I'm sitting here looking at it right now. I'm going to probably try to see if I can't get that back up into the tree about another good 20 feet or so. So that'll be the other project for tomorrow. Okay, back to the control. This is an X3F.
Roger, NX3F in the group. Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor returning. Hey, Mr. Allen, before we get out of here, I'm going to take a plunge here. I've been taking the CW Ops class for the last 3 months. And I mean, that instructor was giving me hell. My wife's like, what's with these ham radio guys? And all they do is fuss at you. The first guy I wanted to do CW with I forget who he was with, what type of CW thing. But he was having a fit because me and my grandkids were sitting there singing songs and stuff, making ham radio songs. And he's like, I'm not going to teach you nothing. And we're like, okay, peace out. Then I got this next guy. His name is Roy. I don't remember his call sign, but he was a pretty tough cookie, and he was just pushing the hell out of me. And I was like, wow. And then we started that class with about, I don't know, 20 something people. Then it died down to like 10 something. And then last night we had our last class, and there was 5 of us, right? And he's like, "Oh, Ernest, so you made it to the last class." I'm like, "I only missed 3. I was out of the country for one. I had a big job change on the 13th there, and with a shift change, so that got me sidetracked for one of the classes there. But I stuck with it, and but I can't go to the next group yet because I wasn't able to do stuff smoothly. I know how to key most of the letters, numbers, and special characters and stuff like that. Let me pause. Copying though, I was just struggling. They made us learn to copy at 25 words a minute. And then after everything was done, I asked one of the guys, could I practice with him? Because everybody else is moving on. And I was feeling a little sad, but I was feeling a little, not defeated, but I was feeling a little sad that all the other people that stayed the whole time, they're moving on to the next class. And I got a message from the guy on my email today, and the guy tells me that most of those guys that there, they were repeat into the same class. They had taken it before. And he said to me, he goes, "Hey, man, you did pretty good." And I was like, "What?" I have it here on my screen showing up here. "Thank you. I look forward to practicing with you. I really need to learn to copy better. It is hard. I was repeating the beginner class, so I had a head start. You did well." And I was like, "What?" So it turns out that the guys that were in the class with me, they were repeating the class. So I was like, "Oh," because I was putting myself up against them and competing with guys. And I'm like, "How do they know this stuff so fast, right?" And they had the class. So what I'm going to try to do, I'm going to take the plunge, and I'm saying it here because so far, let me pause. So far, what I was taught, and believe it or not, at Tupperware, that's a plastics company there. I used to sell plastic for them. They said if you want to do something, you just put it out there for the world. And then if you put it out there for the world, they're going to hold you to it. So I put it out there that I was taking a CW class, and I held true to that. And it was tough, man. There were some Mondays and Thursdays I didn't even want to come because I just couldn't. I just didn't understand why I wasn't keeping up rest, but now I know. But what I think I'm going to do, I've been watching the Parks on the Air people who've never been in ham radio, and they're picking up ham radio just so they can do Parks on the Air. They're passing whatever test they need to pass. They've never done sideband or anything, and they're getting the little radios, and they're doing CW. So I have the little, I call it a script. I know it might be called something else, but there's a little script that you can follow now to do like a CW Park POTA. And it seems pretty easy. So I think I'm just gonna just jump out there in the pond this weekend or next weekend and start just doing it very slow and see if I can. I'm just gonna start. I'm just gonna jump in and do that, and I either gonna sink or swim. Anyway, back over to you.
Okay, just pause there in case somebody else want to get in this NX3. Yeah, okay. Hey, man, I admire your drive. You got a lot of drive. You definitely got a lot of drive. Um, I do have a suggestion though. On the times that you're not taking the class, or if you're unable to take the class, the ARRL has a CW bulletin that comes on specific frequencies on 80, 40, 20, 15, and 10 meters. So you might want to check into that and see. And I think they start off practice at 5 words a minute. So you might want to check that out and see if that'll help you out. I remember when I was first starting, CW came kind of easy to me because, me being a musician, the dots and dashes are just nothing but just remembering that and head. That would be about it. But yeah, check out the ARRL up in Newington, Connecticut. They got a they set out CW practice on certain frequencies. I don't remember what the frequencies are, but that definitely can probably help you out. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. I pull it up here on thing. W1AW code practice. They got MP3 files and everything else. Which that's cool. I didn't even know this existed, right? And then it says code transmissions. Oh, well, look at this. Frequencies are 1.8025, 3.5815, so on and so forth. Slow code practice, 5, 7, 10, 13, 15 words per minute. Fast code practice. Well, this is, well, I really thank you for telling me that. I'm going to bookmark that right now. And I'm going to go check that out. Because I'm telling you, I want to, next time, I want to be, I hope it doesn't take me forever, but I sure want to get that. If I get that, I'll feel like I'm a real ham, except for one that's ever built anything. But thank you for that. I got that, I got it bookmarked there, Mr. Allen.
Hey man, ain't no problem at all. Glad to help. Anywhere I can, anything I can do to help out, man. It's truly a blessing. Yeah. That the W1AW. That was my man. That was my go-to back when I was a novice. As a matter of fact, one of those frequencies on A music right near the FT8 frequency, the digital frequency. So it's not that far from it. But yeah, they run about a kilowatt transmitter up there out of Connecticut. I did have the privilege to go visit that site about 45 years ago, and it's something to see. But when they come on, they can definitely get me heard. But I'm glad that you go on that route, man, because CW is it's cool. It's cool. I like CW. I occasionally get on CW. Matter of fact, that FTTX 10 I have, it decodes CW signal. When I'm not sure of a character coming in, or if I'm kind of late on a character, I just look at the screen and cheat a little bit. But but that's how I get over it sometimes. So go ahead.
Hey, what radio is that again?
My Yaesu FTTX 10. That has a built-in CW decoder.
FT Tango X-Ray 10, eh?
Yeah, the FTTX 10. I guess it's the brother of the 991 that you have. I guess it's the brother to the one you have.
Jesus Christ. Man, oh Lord have mercy. I clicked on the picture there. We have Radio World here in Canada, and these people here, they lost their minds. FTDX, like Delta X-Ray 10. Oh, wait, maybe this is not a 10. It says FTDX 101 Delta, HF 6 meter 100 watt SDR deluxe base transceiver, $5,299. No, I can look at it, but I can never get that one. Is that the one you have, the FT Delta X-Ray 101D that's got the 100 watt in it? That thing's $5,000.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's too much work for me. I can't justify that. I mean, no justification at all here. I got the one that's down from that. Mine's a 10, FTTX 10, Fox Tango Delta X-Ray 10, and I got mine. When did I get this thing? I got this thing back about 3 years ago. I went down to the candy store here in Virginia, and went down there and I was playing with it. And I was decided upon that in the icon, and I ended up with the Yaesu. Been very, 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 very happy with it though. It's really a nice radio, really is. Really enjoy it, but it's not a jack in the box though.
Okay. We got some new folks here. Yeah, Mr. Allen, I'll be right back with you. We got Kilo Foxtrot 0, Sierra Foxtrot X-Ray. Good evening to you. Welcome to the AllStar EchoLink Friday Evening Net on the air with VA3EWV. We're out here talking today about people getting in shocking situations in radio. Kilo Foxtrot 0 SFX. Come on in.
Kilo Fox 0, Sugar Fox X-Ray. Yeah, I was scrolling through YouTube. I've talked to you before on HF, but I'm like, oh wow, that thing's got a EchoLink node on there, so figured I'd give it a whirl. Just going to be listening mostly tonight. Going to be doing some firework and grilling stuff, but I've seen you on YouTube, and like I said, I worked on HF, so good to wave a hand to you and everybody else that's out there this evening. Name up here is Bo, Bravo Oscar. I'm in Omaha, Nebraska.
Bo, good to have you out there. And speaking of Omaha, my daughter and my son-in-law they're sort of celebrating 8 years of Mirage there. They live in Spring something, Missouri, and they are going to Omaha, Nebraska for a honeymoon. They have some friends up there with a cottage or something. And they're going to be going up to your neck of the woods this weekend. They were married on Canada Day, but they always celebrate their wedding and stuff on the 4th of July weekend. And happy 4th of July to you guys down south there.
Absolutely, sir. Yep, it's going to be steamy up here. Seems like it's been like that for the past couple weeks. Kind of low 90s, high humidity. So, but they'll enjoy it. There's things to do out here. But I'm going to back out. I'll probably be listening, but I'll probably be done transmitting. Like I said, I got to get this grill. We got some storms off to my west. And there was a 6-meter opening today too. I was going to mention that. There was a good 6-meter opening. I worked, Michigan, Virginia, North Carolina, quite a few. I'd have to hop on my QRZ page and see. But yeah, there was a 6-meter opening today for several hours. So I wanted to share that with the group.
Well, I appreciate you being out there. You'll have that grilling fun, and we appreciate you dropping by there. And I will definitely go and check that out. And my friend gave me a 6-meter beam, so that's probably get put up this weekend. And I have that tower there with the pop-up tower. So that's what you guys might see me working on there this weekend. Thanks for coming out there and saying hi to us. And yeah, we see your 6-meter contacts there, and you have one in Canada as well, Victor Echo 4, India Mike. So that's pretty good, and that's on shoot, man, you're on your own phone too. That's even better. So yeah, some good looking contacts. Thanks for sharing that with us, and you have a good 4th of July weekend.
Yep, you folks as well. Have a good night. 7-3.
Okay, Mr. Allen, it's a 7-3 to you. Mr. Allen, back over to you. I see that radio now. That is a pretty that's a bad. Hey, I like that. I like that. You know, I can't wait till I can have the bread to get me another radio, right? This not what I gotta tell you. You know, when I sit there and I show you guys on the screen there about I go to my profile there and I hit the stats page and it says 23,747 QSOs. That's a lot of pressing the mic. My thumb trigger or whatever. I have to hold it a certain way. I wore that dang thing halfway out. So I gotta probably I think I'm gonna get the one that looks like a trigger that you squeeze. I tried the foot pedal and stuff like that, and I keep pushing it away. And since I don't really use the HF in the shack, the foot pedal is kind of decorations. Okay, we have the VE3 PGC repeater out there, the VE6 IDK. Anybody on those repeaters wish to check in, please come now. Okay, nothing heard. Any last finals from anybody before we close off the net? This is Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor. All right. Well, we wish everybody a good 4th of July weekend there in the States. Good long weekend there. For my Canadian friends that are online, I hope you had a good Canada Day. And keep your eyes peeled on the Facebook thing. I'm going to take it easy on Sunday. I'm going to post pictures of that trailer I got. It's a trailer. It's got 4 outriggers on it. It's got the tilt tower that's telescopic. So I'm going to get my son-in-law out here and try to put that 6-meter beam on there. So I have a nice big 6-meter beam. I don't know how long it is, but it's long. I know it's longer than my car and then some. So I don't know. It's a big summer gun. So I'm just going to get that up, put me 2 nylon strings on either side of the boom there, and that way I can do that Armstrong rotor, the Armstrong rotor. Anyway, Mr. Allen, I was looking at that FTDX10 there, and if I wanted to pick up that sucker today, it's $2,200 here in Canada. Over.
I didn't pay that for mine though. I think I got mine on sale at HRO for right around. I think I paid $12-13 for it. Plus the fact I traded in my old. I had an FTTX 3000, which was a really good radio. But I'm telling you, man, that FTTX 10 is that's a nice radio. It really is. That's one of the nicest radio I ever had. I also have that. I have a Kenwood TS2000 and a Hermes SDR QRP transceiver that we use here, but that Hermes doesn't do 6 and 2 meters, but the FTDX10 and the 2000 does. Yeah, man, you get that beam up and man, it'd be nice because I've worked your section, your zone up there, and your zone up there, and I've worked up at the Nova Scotia on 6. Appreciate that guy coming in, the other fellow there coming in with the propagation report for 6 meters. Hopefully I'll get this switch done tomorrow, so I'll be able to switch, get back on 6, because I was working all over the place on 6, and I don't have a beam up. All I got is a loop up, and I was able to work, oh man, all over the place. Unbelievable. Yeah, so good luck on that. And it sounds like that beam you guys got a lot of gain if you said it's got a long boom on it. So man, I bet that thing's probably got 13, 14 dB gain, maybe even more. So I bet you that thing will sing. All right, Ernest, I'm gonna get on out of here. 7-3, VA3EWV NX3F.
NX3F in the group, Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor returning. I'm going to leave you with a funny one, Mr. Allen, as you head out the door there. My friend VE3ARF, really good friend of mine, he's a 6-meter maniac. As a matter of fact, he actually wrote me a song about 6 meters. It's on my YouTube channel. It's called a 6-meter magic band. That's what I'm talking about. Anyway, he was thinking about getting the POTA and stuff, and he says, hey, Ernest, let me tell you something. I'm like, okay. He said, the fact that you put POTA in front of your call, like by your call sign, that's already a 3. He said it's already a 3 dB gain just by saying POTA, right? So I'm going to send you a picture. I'm going to send you a picture of that antenna there, and it's light. It's long as hell. It's probably got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or so things on it there. I'll send you a picture. But I was able to hold, it's got a short, like 3-foot mast on it. So that's what I carried around the yard with. And I just hold it with one hand like I'm Statue of Liberty with the beam there. I'm going to take a picture, have my wife take a picture of me holding it. But I'm going to get that sucker up in the air. So if I can, I think I'm going to drag that to a POTA park. So if it has a 12 dB gain plus me saying POTA, that's already a 15 dB gain right there. Back over to you. Oh shit, we made it to 9 o'clock.
9 p.m.
Oh yeah, man, you got 100 watts into that baby, and you got all that gain. gonna tell you, you'll be heard when the band's over. That's for sure. Yeah,
shit.
man, I'd love to see the picture of that thing. You and if you don't hear anything outside, man, don't be discouraged, man, because you always will hear something on it. Well, I won't say always, but you will hear people calling CQ on FTA on 6. I worked a lot of PX on FTA on 6 on FTA, on FTA as well as Sideband too. But so have fun with that thing, man.
Okay, we'll say 7-3 to you, Mr. Allen. Anybody else have any more comments before we call it a day? And for those of you on YouTube, we're going to end the day with the 6 Meter Magic Band, that song. So stay tuned. Any other comments before we close it out? This Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor. Okay, nothing heard. You guys have a great night. And for all you guys that are still hanging around, we're going to hit the 6 Meter Magic Band. We're going to close out the net with that. 7-3, everybody. Good net out there tonight. And we'll see you next week. This is Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor with the AllStar EchoLink Friday Evening Net. All right, here we go. Let's get the 6 Meter Magic Band. The 6 Meter Man. There we go. Let's see here.
6 Meter Magic Band. Signals echo through the land. Morse code signals coming in with sporadic beats. Simple sideband, I hear you. USB, what you coming through? FTA and FT4, making connections more and more. Magic band lights the sky, meteor showers flashing by. Northern lights, I'm calling you. You're in the love like Friday. Quit hunting every call. QSL cards on my wall. Very best regards to you. 73, this bond is true. Static whispers in the air. Can't connect everywhere. Echoes of a friendly tone. Never feeling so alone. Magic band, I hear you. US baby, I'm coming through. FTA, you're coming through. I hope you. Be what you're coming through. USB, what you're coming through. FTA and FT4, making connections more and more. Magic band lights the sky. Meteor showers flashing by. Northern lights, I'm calling you. You're in the wrong fight, you. Magic band lights the sky. Meteor showers flashing by. Northern lights, I'm calling you. You're in the wrong fight, you. Magic band like you. Magic band lights the sky. Meteor showers flashing by. Northern lights, I'm calling you. In the wrong fight, you. Grills in every call. USL cards on my wall. Very best regards to you. 73, this bond is true. Grills in every call. USL cards on my wall. Very best regards to you. 73, this bond is true. Static whispers in the air. Hands connect everywhere. Echoes of a friendly tone. Never feeling so alone. Never feeling so alone. Never feeling so alone.
Okay, there you have it, folks. Or is this the same one, too? Hold on a second.
He's on the air. DX stations everywhere. FTA to Speeder man, he's got the radio in his hand. Aurora signals like the sky, meteor scatter also fly. Sing the sideband, he commands, voice so clear across the lands. North to south and east to west, every contact's his conquest. Solar flares and sunspots too, he's got the skills to break right through. On the airwaves, he's the king, listen closely when he thinks. Signal strong, he never fades, echoes heard through all the waves. Aurora borealis shines, meteor showers bring the lines. Oh, 6-meter man, he's got the radio in his hand. Aurora signals like the sky, meteor scatter also fly. Oh, 6-meter man, he's got the radio in his hand. Aurora signals like the sky, meteor scatter also fly. Oh, 6-meter man, he's got the radio in his hand. Aurora signals like the sky, meteor scatter also fly. Meteor scatter also fly.
All right, folks, y'all have a good evening. On the air with VA3EWV AllStar EchoLink edition. We'll see you guys next week. 7-3 for now.